For a local business, the biggest challenge isn't always about being great at what you do. It's about being found at the exact moment a customer desperately needs you. So in this explainer, we're going to lay out a clear roadmap for getting noticed online. And we'll use a local towing company as our guide to show you how to become the first call, not an afterthought.
Right. Let's just dive straight into the core problem. For an essential service, think a tow truck, a plumber, an emergency locksmith, it's not like a customer is shopping around for weeks. They have an urgent problem right now. And if you're invisible online when they search for a solution, then, well, you pretty much don't exist.
So I want you to just pause and think about your own business for a second. If a potential customer has a crisis that you can solve and they whip out their phone to search, are they going to find you, or is your competitor going to get that call first? This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures what your customer is feeling. They're stressed out, they're confused, they're probably feeling pretty vulnerable. For them, this isn't just a simple transaction, it's a rescue. And when you are visible in that moment, you're not just another service provider, you become a lifeline.
Okay, so how do you become that lifeline? It all starts with building a rock-solid digital foundation. And the very first, absolutely non-negotiable step is creating a clear and consistent online identity. That way, both search engines and customers know exactly who you are and where to find you, no questions asked.
Let's talk about the absolute bedrock of local search. It's an acronym, NAP: name, address, phone number. It sounds almost too simple, but you got to think of this as your business's unique digital fingerprint. And when you add your website, it's called NAP plus W. This consistency is how search engines like Google verify that you're a real, legitimate, and trustworthy local business they can show to people. There are basically 4 golden rules here, and they're simple. First, accuracy is everything. Even a tiny difference like writing street instead of sta can cause confusion. Second, and this is a big one, make sure your contact info is actual text on your website, not just part of a picture. Search engines can't read images. Third, use one main local phone number everywhere. And finally, make sure your name, address, and phone number are identical, character for character, across every single online directory. Consistency builds trust, and trust boosts your visibility. So once customers can find you, the next step is giving them a reason to choose you over everyone else. And that's where content comes in. We're going to focus on an incredibly powerful tool that, honestly, a lot of local businesses are still sleeping on: YouTube.
Now, building a channel that looks professional is way easier than you might think. It really comes down to these 5 key steps. Use your business name and logo so people recognize you instantly. Create a nice banner that shows off your brand. Write a clear About section that explains what you do. And this is crucial: add links back to your website and social profiles. This turns your channel into a hub for your whole online world.
But what on earth do I post? Well, this is where local businesses have a massive advantage. You can create content that's genuinely helpful and shows you know your stuff. For our towing company example, a how-to on changing a tire? Perfect. A quick tour of your truck and gear? That shows you're a pro. A real customer sharing their story? That builds instant trust. And highlighting a local event you sponsored? That shows you're part of the community. Making great videos is a huge step. But it's only half the puzzle, right? Because if nobody sees them, what's the point? So the next critical step is amplification, making sure your content actually gets in front of the right customers in your local area. All right, let's touch on a term that sounds super technical, but I promise the idea is simple: schema markup. All it is a little bit of code that speaks directly to search engines in their own language. So instead of just hoping Google figures out what your website is about, you're basically giving it a cheat sheet that says, hey, I'm a local towing company, I'm at this address, and I'm open 24/7. It just removes all the guesswork. The specific words you use matter. They matter a lot for both search engines and your customers. Just look at this example from the towing industry. An accident tow and a breakdown tow are 2 completely different things. One is for a crash and the fees are regulated. The other is for something like a flat tire, and the prices are just market rate. Using the right keywords doesn't just get you found. It gets you found by the right customer with the right expectations. So this is really how you should be thinking about your keywords. You need to cover every possible angle of a customer's need. You've got your general services like roadside assistance, you've got your critical location-based searches, you've got your urgent needs like 24-hour towing, and then you've got specific requests like motorcycle towing. Each of these is a different door a customer might use to find you.
Okay, now for a really powerful tactic that is almost completely overlooked by local businesses. You can actually embed your location information directly into your YouTube videos. This is like sending a massive signal to YouTube that tells it exactly where your business operates and who this video is most relevant to. And the best part? It's ridiculously easy to do. We're talking 3 simple steps. You just go into your video's advanced settings, find the video location box, type in your business address, and hit save. That's it. YouTube now knows the precise geographic coordinates your video is tied to, which can give you a huge boost in local search results. And don't stop there. Your video's description is prime real estate. A great little trick is to mention your main city right in the first paragraph, then add a section called Locations We Serve, and literally list out every single town, city, and county you cover. This sends yet another powerful local signal to the YouTube algorithm. So we've covered the tactics, right? A solid foundation, great content, smart ways to amplify it. But why does all this digital groundwork really matter? Well, let's zoom out a bit, because all these small, consistent actions are what position your business to grab a piece of a really big and rapidly growing industry. The numbers really tell the story. The global tow truck market is projected to be worth over $1.7 billion by 2026. This isn't some small niche industry we're talking about. It's a massive and essential service with huge demand. And that growth is only accelerating. By 2030, that same market is expected to surge past $2.1 billion. So what's driving this? It's pretty simple. More cars on the road and a growing demand for reliable roadside help. The customer base is literally expanding every year. When you see it laid out like this in a chart, the takeaway is crystal clear. The pie is getting bigger. And for local businesses that get their online strategy right now, that means there is a growing stream of customers who are going to need your services. The opportunity is real, and it is expanding. Which brings us to one final and, I think, crucial thought. The world doesn't stand still. Today, a big challenge might be figuring out how to tow these heavier, more complex electric vehicles. Tomorrow, it's going to be something else. So the real question isn't just about being found by the customers of today. It's about how you'll adapt to be the essential lifeline for the customers of tomorrow.